Children often struggle with money word problems if they can't work out what the question is actually asking. I'm Marie from This Child Can, and I'm going to show you how to help children solve simple money word problems involving adding, subtracting, and giving change. Welcome back. A useful way to think about money word problems is in the form of a money story that has all the clues needed to solve the question. The numbers matter, yes, but the words tell us what's really going on. Within the story, we look for the key words. These suggest the kind of calculation we may have to do. If you see altogether, total, or in all, these suggest we might need to add. Whereas if you see spend, spent, left, change, these words suggest that we may need to subtract or find the difference. You need to underline the key words in the question, look back at the story, have a think about what they mean, because those key words tell you part of the story and they suggest what you have to do. Let's start with an example of how to find a total. Here we have a pencil costs 8p, a glue stick costs 5p. How much do they cost altogether? The key word here is altogether, so we underline that, keep it clear. Now we ask, what's happening in this money story? Well, altogether suggests that we need to put two prices together, which means we are going to need to add. So 8p plus 5p equals 13p. Now we can link this back to coins. Which coins can we use to make 13p? And one possible solution would be to use a 10p, a 2p and a 1p. Let's now look at finding what is left. In this example, Mia has 20p. She buys some sweets for 12p. How much money does she have left? First of all, let's underline the key words. Here, they are buys and left. What is this money story telling us? Well, Mia starts off with 20p in her purse. She then spends 12p of her money on some sweets. These words are suggesting that we need to subtract because she's giving some money away. We are going to use a number line to solve this one because the subtraction sum that we need to do is 20 take away 12. And if we use a number line, we can start at 20, we can then take away 10, then we can take away 2. Then we see that what we are left with is 8 pence. Let's look at finding what's left by giving change. Mia pays with a 20p coin. The sweets cost 12p. How much change does she get? Once again, let's look for the key words. Here they are pays with and change, so we underline those. What's the money story telling us? Well, the sweets cost 12p. Mia pays with a 20p coin. The change is what she is given back, so she pays too much. Therefore, what we need to do is we need to find the difference between the amount she pays and the cost of the sweets. We're going to do the same reliable subtraction, 20 take away 12 equals 8. And that's our answer there. It's a really good idea to use the number line to show subtraction clearly. Now, if the difference is very small, it can be quicker to count on from the price to the amount paid. But I would save that as an extra strategy because subtraction on the number line is much more reliable for money problems like this. And it also gives children another chance to practice taking away. In the last example, we saw that Mia received 8p change. But which coins could she have got back? Well, one option could be a 5p, a 2p and a 1p. Another option might be a 5p, a 1p, a 1p and a 1p. In a previous lesson, we looked at making coin totals. And in this lesson, we're applying that skill by showing the answer to a money problem. The key thing to remember here is that the calculation shows the amount, but the coins show us what that amount could look like. If your child struggles with where to start, here are some strategies that might help. Start with underlining the key words and write the keywords out somewhere if you need to. The keywords help us to know which method to use, but the money story helps us to check that the method we've chosen makes sense. Ask your child, what money are we starting with? Are we putting prices together? Is someone spending money? Is someone going to receive change? Should the answer be more or less than the starting amount? The important thing to remember is to double check that the money story is making good sense. Now, the very best way to help children with money problems is to let them use money in real life. Give them pocket money, let them put it in a money box. Take them to the shop, let them work out simple prices. Can they work out what the total should be? Can they predict the change? Let them handle the money and feel it. Let them chat to the shopkeeper. Now, definitely keep things simple at this point. Let them buy some very small, simple items. Definitely keep it under £1 and don't go into decimal money just yet. Save that for another time. But letting them handle money and working things out in real life helps them to build confidence for the money problems they'll face in the future. Money word problems become much easier to solve when children identify the keywords, examine the money story carefully, and practice using money in real life. So as a final message, don't forget, underline the keywords, ask what's happening to the money, and then choose your method. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this helped. And if it did, please like the video and share it with someone else who might find it useful too. Don't forget to subscribe to This Child Can for more calm, practical tips to help you support your child's learning. And tell me in the comments, what's the one thing you think all children should hear when they're struggling?